Good morning. LA Pipe Smoker here this Saturday morning with a celebration of 42 years of smoking briar pipes. In fact, smoking any kind of pipe. It was 42 years ago, October, I think it was 25th, that I purchased my first pipe in a drugstore that I worked at as a stock boy. And it's been kind of a mystery for a number of years. I long since have lost the pipe. Likely I left it behind when I went to college. The college that I went to wouldn't allow me to smoke. And so logically I would have left my pipe behind. And at some point lost interest, and either my mother or even myself perhaps just threw the pipe out. So celebrating 42 years, and kind of in observation of those 42 years of smoking, I thought what I would do is make a giveaway. And last Saturday I announced it and announced the prizes. Two Medico pipes, and my favorite of the lot, K-Woody, looks like almost like a Canadian design, rusticated, and a Dr. Graybo dressed like a Peterson pipe. So hopefully, forgot one other thing, a tin of sealed velvet. I don't know how old it is, but I think maybe from the 1940s or 50s. I'd be surprised if it was earlier, but it still has the tax seal on it and the original seal of the tin, and it feels heavy, and I shake it. I can hear some things inside. I have absolutely no clue as to what's inside. For all I know, it's rolled $100 bill stuck in there, and whoever gets it gets it. Boy, wouldn't that be exciting? I'm smoking my recently won on eBay custom made pipe. I thought I was buying a custom built, but it said custom built style. It actually was a custom made. So I have no ill will to the person that I bought it from. They were accurate in their descriptions, and I was not paying attention. So, buyer beware. But I got to tell you, it has a vulcanite stem, so I really like it. And it's a good piece of briar. It's fairly light. It's not the best cut, but it's very well seasoned. And it smokes really well. So, at some point, as blue collar pipe, blue collar pipe smoker or blue collar piper, you probably know the one I'm talking about. He's wildly popular and is a big custom built guy. And unfortunately, I saw his custom built 101 video after I'd actually decided to buy a custom built pipe. And what can I say? I had no idea that custom built was such a fad or a thing these days. So yeah, I'll hang out. I'll pay maybe a little bit of money to get one just to have. But to be honest with you, I'm perfectly satisfied with this imitation custom built. It's a great little pipe. I paid, I think, $50 for it, which was a total ripoff. But still, I'm enjoying the pipe, and in it, I'm smoking McBaron 7 C's gold blend. It's a very typical aromatic, not for novice pipe smokers unless you want to burn the hell out of your mouth. You got to take it really slow, and don't pack it too tight. My experience has been with a goopy aromatic, and it's not too goopy. On the goopiness scale, I would say between 1 and 10, I'd give it a 7. I tend to pack aromatics that tend to be on the goopy side a little lighter than I would a regular English blend. And the reason is it gets more air circulated. It's not as likely to go out. As you can see, if I don't talk too much, which is unlikely, I'm able to keep the pipe fairly well lit. So since the whole theme of the video is kind of retro today, I thought that I'd have kind of a retro pipe and, you know, aromatic and et cetera, et cetera. If you're interested in who wins the GAW and don't want to sit through all my yapping here, which is perfectly understandable. I don't want to lose you as a friend or a subscriber if you don't want to sit through all this and you're anxious to find out who wins. Or you can go fast forward to the end. That's the last thing I'll do is the drawing, and then come back and rejoin me for a pipe once you know who wins. I have to admit, that's what I would probably do. But don't tell anybody, okay? It's just between you and me. Yeah, okay, right. In addition to the pipes, I'm going to provide you with some Medico and, some Medico filters for your pipe and the Dr. Grabo filter for your pipe. So I think they are all interchangeable, and also a little piece of piping in there I think that goes in the place of having a filter if you don't want a filter in the pipe. And my little find from Kramer Pipe and Tobacco Shop, before they went out of business, I had some matches from them. I'm just going to throw that in as well. All right, so today there's a few things I want to talk about before the drawing. Last week I did a review of The Pipe Companion, a connoisseur's guide by David Wright. I'm not going to go over that again. A nice book, really, really nice book to have. There's another book that I've had for a long time, obviously not 42 years, but I think I probably picked it up in the mid-'80s, perhaps. And that's this book, The Ultimate Pipe Book by Carlton Hacker. Aptly named, it really is, in my opinion, the Ultimate Pipe Book. I think there are 2 editions of this book. The first one is this one, the older one. And then maybe 10 years ago or so, he came out with another one to try to update it. I was thinking about buying it, but after reading a lot of the reviews, it said it's a lot of the old material with just a few bits of like e-commerce and websites and things like that, but it wasn't substantively updated. I decided not to buy it. I'm perfectly happy with this book. So if you're new to pipe smoking, I heartily recommend this book. There was another little treasure that I found inside this when I looked at this last week. So in preparation for the video, I spent a lot of my time reading through the Pipe Companion. And then I looked for this book, found it in a stack of books, opened it, and realized that this book was actually autographed by Carlton Hacker. I hadn't remembered that. I certainly didn't meet him, but I think I bought the book with the autograph in it. So that's kind of nice. But there was even a better treasure that I found in the book. So Ed Colpin Jr. was the owner and tobacconist at Ed's Smoke Shop in Santa Monica. And that became the first tinderbox store. And celebrating the 56th anniversary in 1984, he put out this publication. Interesting facts about your pipe and pipe smoking suggestions. This was the first piece of instructional material I had ever come across for a pipe. Now remember, I got this with a pipe. It was first copyrighted in 1974, but I have a suspicion that I got this with a pipe that I'd bought. And that must have been around mid-'80s sometime after college. And it was my instructional guide is to help me at least begin a systematic reading associated with pipes and how to smoke them. Here, I'll give you a little sense of the titles of the various sections. So it starts out with the story of your pipe. So, you get this with your new pipe. Breaking in your new pipe, keeping your pipe lit, and then there's a thing that says important. When you have just filled your pipe as above, then light it thoroughly with 10 or 12 puffs. I love that, 10 or 12. I can see myself sitting there going 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like my pipe is going out. Next, tamp it convexly until out, then relight. The first light is called a false or charring light. Otherwise, your pipe may burn down the sides or center only, and no even cake can be formed. Great advice. Then, did you know, and a series of interesting facts. I think this last one might be interesting. Many doctors of late have suggested that people switch to a pipe because a true pipe smoker does not inhale, and you can smoke a pipe for 100 years without ever hurting your lungs. Well, how's 42 years and going so far? Then relax with a pipe. Whether buying a pipe, it's no matter if it's 25 cents or $25. You can see this was written a little while ago. You will get more satisfaction by trading with your favorite pipe shop. The man behind the counter is a specialist and makes himself responsible to ensure your smoking pleasure. Really a shame that most people who begin smoking a pipe don't have that kind of relationship with the tobacconist. They're likely to walk into some, smoke shop that sells hookahs and candy cigarettes, those ones that are flavored or whatever that smell like somebody has stuffed cinnamon up your nose. Probably 15 or 16 years old, or I don't know, early 20s, doesn't know a darn thing about tobacco or pipes or anything like that. Whoa, I think you just caught me in an old man curmudgeonly mood there for a second. I'll go on. Let's see, the next part is called pipe bite. Then what we mean when we call a pipe a second. Then more helpful facts for the pipe smoker. And then why. Why a pipe sweats and is juicy, usually for one or more of the following reasons. And then in a little box in the bottom it says, if your pipe is strong, smelly, and bitter, why not bring it to us for pipe rejuvenation? We boil alcohol into the shank and remove all the old tars. Then ream the pipe properly, finish the bit like new, and wax the whole pipe. $2.75 to $3.75, depending upon the condition of your pipe. 3-day service. Then on the back, remember, then resting your pipe, and do's and don'ts. At the very end, it says, good smoking, Ed. Well, Ed's Smoke Shop, Tinderbox number 1 in Santa Monica, has been out of business now, I guess, maybe for upwards of 15 years. Ed passed away, and the shop lost its lease, I guess, and had to close. But this is a real gem. If anybody wants, I'd be happy to Xerox this and make it available to them. I don't see any, well, maybe there is a copyright on it. Yeah, there is, 1974, 84, 94, 04. It might be outside the copyright limits on this, over 25 years. So let me find out more about that and see if I can legally distribute this, because it really is a wonderful piece of Tabacacana. It's really a wonderful little guide, and a lot of the stuff that I see here is valid today. Of course, this was my primary way of learning how to smoke. All right, so maybe a little video about, as we're going here, a little bit about my first experience. If you've watched any of my earlier videos, I've gone over this before. I've kind of told this story. But I thought it was particularly apropos for this video, since I'm kind of recalling the time that or celebrating the time that I first bought a pipe and smoked it. So I'll share that with you here today, and then we'll move on to the giveaway from there. So, to the best of my recollection, it was my senior year in high school. I was 17. It was October, a month before my 18th birthday. And I was working at Key Drug Store in the Eastview Mall. Eastview Mall, can't remember the township it was in. It was in upstate New York, just outside of Rochester. I grew up from 13 on in Pittsford, New York. Small little, beautiful suburban town. I really missed this time of the year in upstate New York. Such a beautiful, beautiful time. Fall is my favorite year. I'm not quite sure what got me to start smoking my pipe. My first father, who died when I was 11, smoked the pipe. I don't know if that had anything directly to do with it or not. More than likely, I had smelled pipe smoke and thought, oh, what a wonderful and glorious thing that is. So I remember we sold pipes at the drugstore. I have no idea the type of pipe that we sold, but my guess is it was either Dr. Grabo, K. Woody, Medico, something like that. Probably wasn't a Medico. You know, the pipe did not have a filter. I think I would have remembered that. That's more stuff to do. It didn't have a stinger. As a matter of fact, I came across a 35 millimeter slide of a picture of my desk. I had just bought the camera. I was taking all these different shots. I took a picture of my dog on my desk, and on the desk was my pipe in a little one pipe stand. And it's kind of interesting to note that I was keeping my pipe tobacco in a sealed jar, which I think I figured out by myself. And so I had the slide developed into a print or a digital form, and then I blew it up to try and find some clue as to about what this pipe was, what type of pipe it was. And I just cannot for the life of me figure it out. I posted it on a couple of forums and I got some responses, but really it's too difficult to see. There's a bit of a shine on the shank that makes it look like a falcon, but it's nothing like a falcon. It's a brown color, kind of this color, partially rusticated. It's a bent stem, and it's a rather long stem and is bent just before the end. So it kind of goes out straight and then bends. Imagine it was probably vulcanite. I'm not sure. And boy, I smoked the hell out of that pipe. I got to tell you, this is before I learned how to smoke a pipe. It was just through sheer will, I think, that I eventually just kind of more or less mastered it. And of course, I was smoking aromatic. I was smoking Captain Black. I think it was the Gold. Captain Black Gold. At any rate, I put up a picture of this, as you can see, of the pipe, and if it registers with you, the closest people have come is they think it might be some sort of Dr. Graybo pipe, but I don't know. It may forever remain a mystery. But it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun to find the picture. Yeah, that was great. You know, smoking a pipe for the first time, likely to smoke an aromatic, is almost like a metaphor for life. Seriously, I was thinking about this at that time in the morning when you're waking up and you're not completely conscious, but you're not really in a dream state. I was actually thinking about this. So it has all this allure, the smell, the rich smell of the pipe tobacco. And then you get the pipe and you get the tobacco, and you get this promise. Richard Carlton talks about it in here, and I can't quite locate it, but essentially it's the experience that the pipe smoker has of the promise of the taste of the tobacco in the smoke, as pleasing as the aroma of the tobacco before one smokes it, and how inevitably it ends up being initially at least a disappointment. And I clearly remember that. I remember smelling the Captain Black, put it in my pipe, lighting it, and thinking, what? This doesn't taste like it smells. It was kind of the disillusionment one time of surreptitiously taking a little bit of vanilla extract. It smelled so good that my mother promised me would be bitter. And behind her back, I took some, and she was right. It was bitter. The pipe smoke, though, wasn't particularly bitter. It was just different. And I could always go out of a room, come back, and then smell that smoke and think, so that's what it smells like to other people. So, ironically, we who create this incense, this beautiful smell for other people, quite often ourselves don't enjoy it to the full extent. So, there's other pleasures, though, and other tastes that maybe don't contradict the sweetness, but complement it. So it's kind of like life, you know, you're innocent and idealistic. That's the sweetness. And as you engage life, you realize life isn't as sweet or ideologically perfect as you thought. But then you reconcile yourself to what life actually is. And it's only then that you can really experience the true joys of life rather than the made up joys, the anticipated joys, the ideologically impossible joys. You learn to appreciate the joys that really do exist and are quite accessible if you would just stop looking someplace else. Like smoking a pipe. Simple pleasures. I'd like to go back and tell my younger self that smoking the pipe would be such a great joy that despite the fact that you're burning the hell out of your mouth and your pipe is your pipe is on fire, that it really is all worth it. I think I stuck with it just out of a sheer stubborn streak in me. I wasn't going to be defeated by this. I was going to figure this thing out because everybody that I saw smoking looked so content. And I was just kind of, just puffing away like I was a train or something. But I would take my pipe and go out in back of my house. We had a big field. And walk down by this little stream, and I would just sit there with my dog, and my dog would play in the water and stuff, and I would smoke my pipe. I was sort of very self-conscious of how awkward I was with the pipe and didn't want anybody to see me. But I think in seeking out solitude with my pipe, I think that was the right thing. I can't remember the first time that I smoked with a group of people or another person. So for many people, especially nowadays, pipe smoking can be kind of a solitary experience. Maybe you're smoking your pipe with me this morning, which is kind of nice. But I really do enjoy smoking with other people. I really do enjoy just spending that time in the company of other people who enjoy smoking pipes. I'm a member of the LA Pipe Club. I haven't been in a while. I think July was the last meeting that I could find, and I haven't seen anything else posted. So if you know when they're going to meet and where they're going to meet next, let me know. I think Orange County has started up a pipe club. I was talking to Curtis over at Professor Walker, and I think he's been down there a couple of times. All right. So I've made you sit through this impossibly long video. Let's see, what is it? Oh my God. Is it 29 minutes? Almost 30 minutes? Oh God, this is going to take forever to upload. All right. Here we go. This is the definitive official list of everybody who commented and desired to be part of the GAW. There are 28 entries, and I'll read them in numerical order, and then we'll do the random drawing. The Gentleman's Scholar, Smurfinelli, Four-Eyed Piper, The Balcony Piper, Yanis at Pipe and Toback, Scott Taylor, Garbage Man Piper, Jason Marshall, Felix Espana, Newton Piper, Martin and the Man of York, Sea Smokes Pipes, Portland's Pipe Smoker, good old Corey, Gregory at Not a Pipe Smoker, Soren Outdoors, Pipe John, Izzy, or Happy-Go-Lucky Piper, Southwest Affeccionado, Travis McCoy, Stefan at Cobbett of the Shire, Mo Piping, I love that title, Robert Creel, GLF Junk, or Hunk, it's GLFJUNKE, and my apologies if I'm messing this up, which I obviously am. Number 24, Goatman Steve. 25, Chris Inger. Number 26, Dan Lopez. 27, Scott Stewart. And finally, number 28, Smoking Uncle Frank. Okay, so I've got the 28 loaded in here. And what I'm going to do is come and pick up the camera and bring it around. So this, okay, I'm on random.org, and we will go and do the drawing, and here we go. That was a bit anticlimactic. Oh, there we go. Number 22. And, hello, hold on. And the winner is Robert Creel. Robert Creel, congratulations. I will send out your pipes and tobacco on Monday. But you need to first email me at lapipesmoker@gmail.com. Give me your mailing address where you'd like the pipe sent, and we'll get that started right away. Well, okay, that's the gaw, and that's my jaw for Saturday morning. If you stayed around with me, how long? This has got to have been like a half an hour. If you've stayed along with me this amount of time, you've probably been able to smoke an entire bowl. I'm about, I don't know, about halfway down on this custom-made pipe that I'm thoroughly enjoying. Got my BRTV mug in support of the great folks over at BRTV. If you haven't stopped by, Briar Report TV over at Briar Report, it's a great new website. I guess not so new now, but certainly worth our support, and definitely has mine. Wishing you a wonderful and happy weekend. I'm going to do nothing this weekend. Well, I got a few things to do, but as few things as possible. And the first order of business is to turn this damn thing off and enjoy my pipe. Take care, everybody. See you next week.